for 28 years to my husband, who is being deported right now by ICE. 28 years. He's been here over 30 years, and I want everybody to know they are taking my husband away. These are FBI agents who work for Border Patrol. Okay? I want everybody to know my family was just separated.
Do not travel to America. Do not travel to America for the next 4 years. Especially as a black or brown person. You do not want to get caught up in Trump's deportations.
If you are not a US citizen, don't come to this country. If you are here and you're not a US citizen, I don't care what kind of documentation you have, and I don't care how long you're staying, whether it's for a week or years, go. If you can go, go. And I know this is what they want, and I hate it because I love to be like, resist. But ending up in an ICE detention facility is not an act of resistance. And it does not matter if you are white passing. It does not matter how smart you are or what you're contributing, or if you're just visiting and you're a tourist. Don't. It's not safe here. We're not safe. They are detaining U.S. citizens. They are detaining tourists. There was a 28-year-old backpacker, a young woman, who is now in an ICE detention facility. It does not matter. If you're leaving and I can come with you, I would love that. Let me know how to do that. I have a master's degree and I'm a very nice person. I'll be very good to your country. But this ain't the place. Get out while you can. And do not send your kids here as foreign exchange students. Do not send them on a student visa. Do not think you're going to come over here and do some kind of medical residency or scientific research. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't marry somebody from here. Don't do it. We're not safe. We're not a good country. We're under authoritarian rule at this point. So, sorry about that. Fucking sucks. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across some video like this in my For You page, and I said I'm going to share with you guys of this people talking about people telling people to avoid coming to the US based on some of the things that are currently happening. ICE deportation, people being picked up by ICE, people being what you could detained by ICE at the border. And you know, this lady from Canada who happened to be an actress who was also, you know, detained by ICE and all that. Just a lot of people sharing their stories. Anyway, I've got some video for you guys. Let me just let them roll, then we come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please do to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. And credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch these videos, then we come back with the commentary.
This is really disturbing, and please share this as widely as possible. A French researcher was detained and expelled from the United States simply for having text messages disagreeing with Trump on their phone. This researcher was coming to the United States for a conference in Houston, and their phone was searched by Customs and Border Patrol, which they can do. They have the right to do that. While going through this individual's phone, they found text messages where this person was communicating with colleagues and friends and family, disagreeing with Donald Trump and his administration's policies regarding medical research and funding cuts. That was enough for this person to be detained, have Customs and Border Patrol attempt to open an FBI investigation into this person as a threat, and then expelled from the United States altogether. This is incredibly alarming. It's an attack on freedom of speech. It's an attack on freedom of thought. And it's really par for the course for Tangerine Tyrant, wanting to silence any critics. And the easiest ones to silence are the ones who are non-citizens. So please, if you are entering this country, you have plans to come to the United States, this could happen to you at the border. Maybe rethink your plans. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Common sense needs to start being used in this, because this is ridiculous. This couple came to this country in 1989, has 3 daughters who are U.S. citizens, and we deport them. This is craziness. This is downright craziness. And I don't care who gets mad at me. They had all this time to get legal. Stop it. Stop it. I'm okay with deporting criminals, violent criminals. I'm cool with it. Let's get rid of them. But let's use some common sense. Never committed any criminal act, been great citizens, had 3 daughters, and we fucking deport them? I'm sorry, this is wrong. This is wrong 110%. I don't care who gets mad at me. I don't care. I said what I said.
They are now detaining and deporting white green card holders. They are now detaining and deporting and torturing white people. white people with the legal right to stay here forever. I know that sounds like such a reactionary statement, but there's such a consensus online, especially amongst like white immigrants, that these immigration policies won't affect us, that somehow we're immune to it because of our privilege. And yes, it is 100% true that these immigration policies are going to affect people of color 10 times more, but they are now torturing white men from Germany. They are literally torturing white men from Germany. There is nothing to protect you. Not even your fucking whiteness. Not even being a European immigrant. You have to wake up and realize that this shit is happening. Fascism is here. He was traveling back from Luxembourg after renewing his green card. He was detained for hours on end, forced to strip naked, have a cold shower, be kept in a room with no food, with a bright light, to the point that he felt delirious and sick. Mind you, at the time he had fucking influenza, and they effectively bullied him into giving up his green card. He was then detained in a detainment facility after going to the hospital with fucking influenza. His partner waited 4 hours outside the airport before calling the police because she didn't know what the fuck was going on. If you have decided to stay out of the immigration debate and like not comment on politics in large because you think it doesn't affect you because you'll somehow be protected, wake the fuck up.
It's really unfortunate that this is happening. I know a lot of people are making videos and saying people should really be careful who they're going to vote for, because there's just going to be a lot of things that is going to unfold which you guys didn't really vote for. I don't think all MAGAs who voted for the current administration voted for some of the things they're saying right now. Even the palm colored people are also being detained by ICE, allegedly, being detained by ICE. From some of the videos that we see, you just hear them say, oh, this person was detained by ICE and all that. And after every said and done, and all them providing all their documents, they get released. Okay, you hear people saying, oh, this a citizen or somebody who has a green card was detained, and you just keep wondering. I thought getting a green card was just the ultimatum, and how they said they were after criminals, and right now it looks as if it's not just those people who commit the crimes. It's about people. It's about just removing some people from the system completely. Because I don't know if a lot of people still have this whole American dream that a lot of us had in the past, when we all wanted to go to America, we all wanted to move to the US. I don't know if people still have that dream. Do you still have that dream, guys? Share with me in the comments, because some of the things that we read online sometimes, you just keep wondering, okay, US was just that place that everybody would really look forward to going to. But hearing the story of this young lady who was detained and some other folks who also was detained, you just be wondering what exactly is going on in the US. Okay, it's not just about some of the videos that we're seeing, but how are people feeling there? You guys share with us in the comment, like, what is happening? What is happening with different countries saying do not go to the US right now? Different people are saying all of this thing. What's your thought, guys?
Germany and the UK have now issued travel advisories for the United States, and Canadian politicians are now urging Canadians to avoid travel to the United States if at all possible, and saying that people are being denied their rights through arbitrary detention. And this notably comes after Customs deported a French scientist for apparently not liking Trump, and also after a German green card holder who's lived here since 2007 was reportedly violently interrogated, stripped naked, and put in a cold shower at Boston Logan. Additionally, 2 other Germans were detained at other airports, and one was detained for 6 weeks and placed in solitary confinement. And it just seems like it gets worse and worse. There's so many stories. Another incident was when a Canadian woman was detained by ICE for 2 weeks in a cage because she had an error on her paperwork, with her reportedly shackled, thrown in a van, sent to Arizona, kept awake, and not allowed to contact a lawyer. Because the system's seemingly so broken, this woman reportedly had no recourse to get out of the ICE prisons until her family contacted the media. But they're also claiming there were hundreds of other women in the prisons and cells she was held in who have been stuck there for months with no way home, and the Trump administration won't give them due process, so they're just stuck there indefinitely. Which, if true, seems like yet another example of why having due process is a great thing. Right? Seemingly maybe why the founders found it so important that they made it the 5th Amendment. Follow to stay in the loop.
Do not travel to America. Do not travel to America for the next 4 years. Especially as a black or brown person. You do not want to get caught up in Trump's deportations. I'm sure by now you've heard of the German and UK tourists who were arrested by ICE and detained for days. Allegedly, the German tourists were chained. You do not want that to be your story, especially if you are taking your family on holiday with you. We already know that Trump has a checkered history with racism, and he's managed to infect a large proportion of that country. Do not spend your hard-earned money on a country that does not appreciate you as a black or brown person. For the next 4 years, the world is your oyster. Maldives, Thailand, Bali, Hong Kong, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. These are all amazing places. Let's not go to a country that's increasingly becoming lawless. A country where the president has no respect for the rule of law. a country where the president ignores federal judges. My family and I go to Florida every single year. We love Disney, we love Universal, but for the next 4 years, we're going to be going anywhere but. And I think that you should all do the same. Do not travel to America. Pass it on.
If you are a green card holder who is returning to the United States, please know that you do not have to sign an I-407 form. Within the last week, there have been several people that have been forced to sign that form after waiting in very long customs lines, and they have been told that if they sign the form that they will be allowed to go freely. However, if you sign that form, you will be abandoning your rights as a resident of the United States. This form is completely voluntary. Do not listen to them if they tell you that you have to sign it. You do not. Please contact your immigration lawyer before you even go on a trip. But if you are in the situation, you can contact them at that time. Within the last week, there have been over 100 people that have come forward in a lawsuit because they have been forced to sign this form upon returning to the United States. Also note that if you refuse to sign it, that does not mean you are going to be immediately detained. Instead, you will receive a notice to appear. However, when you contact your immigration lawyer, they will sort out this issue for you. There are very, very weird things happening right now with this administration. So please share this, especially if you're going to be traveling this summer.
Green card holders are not being allowed entry into the United States and they're being deported. H-1B visa holders, same deal. People who had valid asylum claims were allowed to stay are now not being allowed into the United States. Canadian actresses are getting their TNs denied and thrown into detention. Well, as an old immigration attorney who's been practicing law since 1997 and has been practicing immigration law since 2007, I believe that unless you are a U.S. citizen, you should not leave the United States unless you can afford to be stuck outside the United States for more than 12 months. All these people are getting stuck. They're having to start over. It's a big old pain. And that's what the Trump team wants. They want you scared. They want you not coming. And unless you can afford to be stuck away from the United States, away from your job, away from your family for 6, 8, 9, 12 months, you should not leave the United States unless you're a U.S. citizen.
All right, guys. Breaking news, and I need you to listen up because right now, the way that the U.S. is acting, I know we're going crazy, but this is beyond. I never thought I would see something like this. Recent reports have highlighted a concerning trend of international visitors from Europe and Canada being detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE, often facing harsh conditions. For instance, Canadian actress and entrepreneur Jasmine Mooney was detained at the U.S.-Mexican border while attempting to renew her work visa. And not only that, that's not all. They said that she's been enduring inhumane treatment during her detention. Similarly, British tourist Becky Burke was arrested and held in a Tacoma detention center for allegedly violating visa terms despite having no criminal record. Okay, so she had no criminal record and she is undergoing this inhumane treatment. Additionally, a German tourist was detained by ICE while visiting his fiancée in the U.S., spending 2 weeks in immigration detention. As you know, the U.S. has never been known to violate the human rights issue at this current time. This is something that we used to see back in the day, and if it was going on, it was not this highly exposed. These incidents raise serious concerns about the treatment of foreign nationals by U.S. immigration authority. It is essential to address these issues to ensure fair and humane treatment for all visitors. And what is more concerning to me, it is the recent action from the current administration invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. So I don't know if these individuals, if they are still detained, or as more people of European or Canadian descent continue to be detained, if they would be used as a pawn during any type of tensions or potential conflict. So let me know your thoughts. Please comment below. And like I always say, stay connected, stay informed, and follow for more. But things are getting bad. These are not criminals, people with no criminal records. These are individuals that are coming from what was one known, our partners, our allies, and now they are also being targeted. So I'm interested to know your thoughts and what does this mean on their side and what their government is willing to do for them, making the situation tense and scary. So, and one last thing, we have made it to Substack, so make sure to follow us there in case something happens to this app, and you can find us under Our Simple Life. Stay connected, stay informed, and always follow for more.
So guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Like, I am so, I don't know, with this lady who was detained by ICE for 12 days. According to her, she said so many things that, you know, how uncomfortable the whole ICE center was for her. And the man who was also detained by ICE, whose phone was searched at the border, and he was found out that he had a chat on that didn't say well about the present administration and how he was detained according to them. And now, you know, they had to now kind of detain him for only God knows how long, right? So does it mean people now have to start deleting messages and deleting calls and chats and all of that before traveling to the US? I know a lot of people have been doing this all before now. People would like, okay, just delete chat and all of that. But this is becoming a norm, like a norm. I thought there's something called free speech and everybody have the right to really accept whoever they want to accept or not. So they mean that you can no longer say anything about anybody. You just have to keep, because I don't get it. Now I feel so sad for the man and every other person going through this, and I hope that things get normalized. I'm okay. See, it's okay if you said you want to take away people who are not, you know, doing so well in the country, people who are like committing crimes in the country. That's not a bad idea. But for people who are like have become, that place has become home for them, they've lived in the country for years, they've had children who are not citizens of the country and all of that. I feel so sad for them. The man whose wife was crying in the beginning of the husband being deported, all of those people, I feel so sad for them, and I really wish that something that could be done. But you guys share with me what your thoughts are in the comments, really, because this is becoming something else. Really, this is really something. Okay, I don't think MAGA saw this coming. I don't think they really wanted this. I don't think they wanted this for themselves, for their loved ones, and for any other person. But if you wanted this, was you really worth it? Is this what you wanted? And how do you feel now that you see a lot of people crying and how they are being deported and detained by ICE, people losing their loved ones to ICE and deportation? What's your thoughts, guys? Let me hear in the comments, and please do what to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it and subscribe to my channel. See you on my next video, guys. Bye.